It's your boy Bugatti NYC. And like I always tell you, you could have went in, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Go ahead and get yourself together because you already know what we got to do because I have to do it as well. Uh, go ahead and get my, wake up the, go ahead and wake up the pores. Yeah, 6 o'clock in the morning, y'all. I already know. If y'all here with me under the sound of my voice, I'm glad that you guys were able to make it this morning. I know that you had a fantastic morning. Why? Because you here, you made it, and you were able to get up. You're breathing, you're under the sound of my voice, and we all got another chance to fight and make a fantastic day. That's how I look at it. So again, I hope everybody's having a good morning. I am. Try to stay positive. Let's stay motivated and let's see where we can go today because we got a banger. We got a 12 clip. We got a lot in the clip to cover today, y'all. And I'm hoping and praying that, wait a minute, let's get it right. Wednesday, hump day, January the 29th, 2025. It's the bottom line. Like I always tell you guys, you could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. I wanted to ask you guys a question because I'm learning from you, you're learning from me, and I really appreciate it. And that's what the bottom line is about. So, in keeping in that thought and frame of mind, I want to know if the thumbnail is correct today. Reason I'm asking is because, like I said, I'm getting the kinks out. Normally, I would just read off the thumbnail. And then I noticed that somebody kept on saying, turn the camera around, turn the camera around. So I'm like, turn the camera around. If I turn the camera around, I'm going to be looking at the 3 screens and I can't see the comments. Then I won't even be able to see, like, you guys won't even be able to see anything. So then one person yesterday said, your thumbnail, we can't read it. So I said, and then I said, you know what? Let me go look at what they can see because I think YouTube flips the thumbnail, right? So I inverted the thumbnail. So my question is, can you guys read the thumbnail today? Actually, it looks like you can. Look at that. I'm looking at it from your perspective, and it's right. We got the thumbnail right. See, when we work together, we learn. So again, I wanted to thank you guys for that. It was a fantastic guest that came in yesterday and made exact note of, man, flip your thumbnail around. So I flipped the thumbnail around. And now you guys can read it, but I can't. But it's okay. So I'm going to try my best to read it backwards because I'm reading it backwards. You guys see it forward. So let's go. See how good Bugatti is. Okay, here we go. Is Trump keeping his promise? So far, with what you guys see, executive orders, immigration, DEI, has all of these other countries receiving back their illegal immigrants. Is he doing what he said he was going to do? That's the first question of the morning. Is Trump keeping his promise? Okay. Also, we have illegal migrant encounters drop at the border over the past week. We're going to get into that. We found out that there's military now that's securing the border. We have a ton of assistance now from the federal government since the cartels have been deemed terrorist organizations. So got a lot going on now, and this is going to be fantastic for the United States as a whole, hopefully. Then we have this new Chinese app that's called DeepSeek. It's unlike any other viral. It's unlike any other viral encountered in the U.S. Basically, what this is a new form of Chat GPT, and China created it. It's much cheaper than Chat GPT. And if you think about it, it kind of has to do with what we talked about in a few episodes over called cyber wars, where we're trying to make sure that people understand that there's not just a war on the land where people are lost. We have situations where there's cyber wars because people are vetting for your eyes, your ears, your information. So when one country makes something, the other country always tries to outdo it. Right now, we have this situation going on with AI, where the United States wants to be the dominant party. Guess what? Cyber war, China just made something called Deep Pack. They undercut the price of ChatGPT, and they saying that it's a really good app. We're going to look into that. We also got another situation where Nancy Pelosi is called out by Stock Tracker, and it alleges that she has major inside trading scams going on. Nancy Pelosi, she's been in government for many years, as we all know. Last month, she came out with a walker, and everybody basically said that it makes the country look pretty weak. And they also started to stir up, the conversation of the age that these politicians should be when they're in office. Should there be an age limit, on the age that of the politicians? I kind of believe it, but depending on who the politician is, because Trump is 78 years old, but for some reason he gets it and he understands the younger crowd. I guess he just opened his mind up to it, and that's probably the reason why. And also with age comes wisdom. So I believe in some of that, but some of it I also don't believe in when it comes down to, younger politicians and stuff, because then you might get a whole bunch of Gavin Newsoms. Don't want to talk about that, but let's go. Then we got, what else we got up here? We got a follow-up to the United States Postal Service. There's an update, and that basically says, where is your package? Because we've got packages that have been sitting in this Tennessee warehouse for about a month now. We did this story earlier in the week. I got a follow-up to it that we're going to start off with right now. So without any further ado, because like I said, we got a full clip. Let's get into it. Get them.
Investigates team has heard from hundreds of people in our area left waiting for days, even weeks, for mail and packages. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Hayden Rostevsky.
And I'm Scott Reynolds. In this WDRB Investigates follow-up, Stefan Johnson explains what USPS had to say about the piles of packages sitting at the main post office.
Earlier this week, we showed you the problem with packages piling up here inside the Gardner Lane location. Well, USPS officials say there's a reason for the backups, but customers are still frustrated with the delays.
I was trying to check for a status of a package. It's been here for about almost 2 weeks now.
Everyone wants to know where their packages are.
It's a present for my girlfriend that's now been delayed quite a bit.
Shane Smith is checking on an anniversary gift and worried it won't be there in time.
I just walked into the clerk, granted she's just doing her job, but she said they're about 2 to 3 weeks or more.
In a WDRB exclusive, we showed you video of packages piling up inside the Gardner Lane post office. We took your questions and
So basically that was the whistleblower that we showed you guys last week that was inside of the plant, basically, giving it up, showing all of what was going on in there, had their voice disguised because they didn't want to get in trouble. Again, like I said, this is our follow-up to the other day's episode.
Concerns to the United States Postal Service, and here's what we've learned. In a statement, USPS officials said in part, back-to-back severe weather events have significantly impacted our operations both locally in Kentucky and across the network. These weather-related challenges, coupled with an increase in employee availability issues following the storms, have contributed to temporary mail and package delivery delays in the region. This employee contacted WDRB Investigates. We are concealing their identity, but here's what the employee says regarding the severe weather explanation.
No, it's different. It was like this before the weather even passed. It's going to be a long while. This post office is packed full of mail. It's ridiculous.
Meanwhile, we've also reached out to U.S. Congressman Morgan McGarvey. In a statement, he said, "I know we are all waiting on mail in Louisville right now. This needs to get fixed. My team and I contacted USPS to get answers and address the backlog ASAP."
Yeah, we've been delayed for a week already. In this location.
Daniel Lee works for a local shoe company and says they are starting to get feedback from their own customers.
Customer calling, check the status. Yeah, we're just a little concerned, but we'll give you a reasonable, tell the customer that.
So we already know that mail has been considered snail mail ever since its conception, and that's why other avenues have always been made, like FedEx, UPS. And what's been the bottom line of these companies? Getting there on time and getting it there faster. But of course, you have to pay for that. So now, guess what? What would you think about the United States mail being privatized? You think it'd be better? Because in reality, if you really know what's going on behind the scenes, and if we take from what we see as face value, we see that there's not going to be any considerable amount of effort to make this move any faster. unless they really send people in there and sift through all of that stuff, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. If it's privatized, there may be more incentive for people to get that stuff moving because now there's money being made out of it. Also, with the postal system and the way that things are going right now, they're losing more money than they make. Watch this. This is something that Trump is talking about when he's talking about privatizing the postal system. I think it may make sense. And also, I want you to look at this situation where we have the postal, what is he, like the postmaster? He doesn't even seem like he's serious about what's going on here, like more of a cover-up.
President-elect Trump is considering privatization. Jeff Locke in Philadelphia. All right, Jeff. Now, we know the Postal Service lost $100 billion since 2007. Tell me how much they lost in 2024.
$100 billion since 2007. Now, if we're talking about loss and trying to save money in the United States government, wouldn't that be a good place to start? If you know since 2007 you lost that much money? That's what I would think. Check this out. Let's look at the rest of it. And that was just since 2007. So now, I don't want to cut the rest off, so let's go back a bit. Here we go.
Tell me how much they lost in 2024.
Oh, you're always so concerned with money. I don't understand it. $10 billion, by the way, but who's counting, for crying out loud? Well, apparently the once and future president is counting, and Mr. Trump says he is thinking about, well, he hasn't said it publicly, but reports say he is thinking about privatizing the Postal Service. According to the Washington Post, actually, he has talked with his incoming, or at least potential incoming Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, about privatizing the service and saying he doesn't think that the company or the Postal Service should be subsidized anymore. As you point out, they lost a lot of money, but hey, they've got a big mandate. Take a look at these numbers. 167 million addresses that it is mandated it must deliver to. 500,000 career employees to do that, and 31,000 properties owned or leased around the country. But it delivers 44% of all of the world's mail.
Now that's half of the world's mail right there. Almost 44% is right under half of the percent of the entire world's mail. I tried to save it right there, but y'all know what I'm trying to get to. That's almost half of the percentage of the world's mail right there. So again, sometimes when you get used to having that and being able to control that much, you get used to it. And then your workers, and you know how people are at the post office. They don't really care about getting you your mail. They're just like, yeah, whatever. We're already at work. We'll be there in a minute. Let me see your ID. They be having slippers on, just like me right now. Like, we'll be back. And if there's no effort in the like I said, no effort in the job or in any incentive, you're gonna get results like this. You got 167 million addresses, 525 career employees who don't feel like they're ever gonna lose their job. Why? Because it's like, you never heard about a postal person getting fired. You hear about them going postal though, right? Because it's hard to work there. Lord knows why. Look at all the work they got to do. And then you got 31,000 properties. That must mean the amount of properties that they actually own around the world in order to make, hubs and make this stuff move around. So I don't know if privatizing might work. Maybe somebody else is more hungry. Give it to FedEx or another company. Maybe stuff will get there on time. We pay for mail anyway with a stamp. So what's the difference? You may have to pay a little more. Would you guys be willing to pay a little more to get your mail on time? That's a good question.
4% of all of the world's mail. Pretty impressive. Yeah, you mentioned 100 billion. I mentioned the 10 billion. Those are the losses. And, the Postmaster General Louis DeJoy, was on Capitol Hill last week, and he got an earful from one Republican congressman from Georgia. And, Louis DeJoy appointed, he's a Republican, during the Trump administration. Here's the exchange. Quite amusing. Listen.
You, sir, do not get an A grade. You cannot give yourself that grade.
I just did.
You can't.
I am trying to fix
on your
the
watch
Postal Service.
With all the AI.
Before my watch, the same stuff happened.
With all the AI, with all the computer systems, you're worse than if I took a horse and picked up the mail and delivered it 2 miles down the road. That's you. I hope you got that on camera.
Now, if that wasn't childish and lets you know that somebody else needs to be running our mail, somebody needs to be running our mail. I saw what you said. I appreciate that, guys. I tried. I'm going back to the normal way that I had it. I'm gonna go back to the normal way that I had it because somebody's basically saying that the screen is still the same way. So I gotta take it back to this. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with that. Flip the screen the other way, whatever. We'll figure it out. Just stick in there with me because you see, I listen. I try to fix things the next day, and I definitely try to step up and listen to you guys. Also, I made a mistake yesterday, which I want to fix and make a retraction for. Yesterday's title said, "You're fired." And I said that the name of the show that Trump was on was You're Fired. Someone in the comments said, that's not the name of the show. The name of the show was The Apprentice. So guess what? I made a mistake again. The name of the show was The Apprentice, and his main thing that he was saying to people was, you're fired. See how fast it is to fix stuff? And if you've grown and you have no problem with being straight up, you can just be honest, because the next thing that you guys can do is fix the situation and move forward on solid ground. That's how I like to be. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. You just saw the stuff about the post office. We had a couple of questions there. I wanted to know what you guys thought about that. So let me see if you guys got anything going on in the comments. Hope you ain't beating me up too bad. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on here. Let's go. G Money said Trump goated, brother. It's reversed for us. Zappy, you the reason why I turned it back around. Thank you for that. I'm doing the best that I can. So we're going to figure it out. Y'all going to tell me what's actually going on with this thing where y'all want me to reverse and how it's going to go. And we're going to just work it out together. Dude in LA caught setting fires had UN credit card on him. Wayne Hitchcock. Okay, Wayne, good work. Thank you so much. I'm looking for that and I'm going to put that up. But you know what else I'm thinking? Since it's so sensitive and since there's a lot of things going on in LA, I might get in trouble for this. We may need to start our own patrols. I'm just going to say it. Why go to sleep at night when this is happening? And when you know it's happening at night? I don't live in LA, but I would be willing to do it. Get like 7 or 8 guys, just drive around, watching the areas. Walkie-talkies nowadays, we can just use our phones and catch these dudes doing what they're doing, right? Bring them to a central place for the police. But before that, might want to just tighten them up a little bit. No, I ain't saying that I'm just boom, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come here, what are you doing at 5? Boom, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, real quick, just tighten them up a little bit. This way, they're like, yeah, if we get caught, we going to jail. But at the same time, if the people in the neighborhood catch us, y'all know what they're going to do because they got those people riding around now with those axe sticks, and they're not playing if they catch us out here at nighttime. If they start hearing that, believe me, you ain't going to hear no more about people setting fires at night in LA. Trust me, we got to get active. I don't see anything wrong with what I'm saying, especially if we catching people that's setting fires. Whoop that trick. Get them. Just how the song go. Whoop that trick. Get them. Also, I want you guys to know, because we got a lot of cyber crazy stuff going on out here. I didn't get to read y'all stuff. They're trying to take the post office. Yep. It's not that they're trying to take the post office, but the post office is bad with the service. As I just showed you for the last two clips, they're doing terrible when it comes down to just throwing people's mail to the side. That's in one specific area. And then the losses. We are thinking about the losses in government and how we can save money, so we're cutting corners, correct? If we find money that's being spent in a stupid way or we're losing, we have to find a way to fix it. Privatizing may not be the way, but we have to fix that. So yes, Tower Guy 365, it is necessary to do something about loss and figure it out. Zappy, Buddy basically said, I can't hear you. Okay. Nice, but wait, Wayne Hitchcock, Dak Figures. Y'all talking to each other now. Okay, wait. Let me see. Fernando, Trump said he will deport the pandas back to China. No, he ain't deporting no pandas. What y'all talking about? All right, let's go. Okay, we got one more. I'm going to read Tower Guy and I'm going to keep on going. The guy setting the LA fires had a UN credit card on him. Wow. Good morning. Wait a minute. Somebody said good morning. We always got to say what's up to good mornings. Jean-Pierre. Good morning, Jean-Pierre. Appreciate that. Good morning. God bless you. Hope everybody's doing good in South Africa. Jean-Pierre from South Africa tapping in. That's good, y'all. Y'all up doing y'all thing, excited, moving forward. Do what you got to do in South Africa. I can't wait to come visit. Real talk. Also, we got a situation where they're saying, don't answer your phone calls from these 5 area codes. These 5 area codes are basically, you already know it's a scam. Y'all probably already have it hooked up on your phone where it says scam likely when someone tries to call your phone. But of course, they've pinpointed certain phone numbers and area codes that they already automatically telling you just in case it gets through. If you want to check out these area codes, you already know, don't answer these calls.
We've all seen it before, our phone ringing with a number that we just don't recognize. But there are a few numbers that will show on your phone that will alert you if they are from potential scammers. Target 12 consumer investigator Sarah Gurnelli is here now with what to be on the lookout for. Sarah?
Scammers are always looking for ways to trick people to answer their phone calls, like using a different number, but there are certain area codes to be on the lookout for so you don't get caught up in a scheme. The phone rings with an unfamiliar number. Do you answer it or let it go to voicemail? Experts at Social Catfish advise if the area code is suspicious, don't pick it up. But how do you know if there could be a scamming threat on the other end of the phone? Here are the top 5 area codes to look out for. If you see 268 showing up on your phone, it's associated with Antigua and Barbuda, a key number used by scammers in various types of fraud. The area code 876 is associated with Jamaica, an area code known for lottery scams, work-at-home scams, and various types of fraud. 473 is associated with Grenada and Morocco. 649, that's for Turks and Caicos. And lastly, 284 area code is associated with the British Virgin Islands.
A lot of these places, there's like no extradition, and when it comes down to digital fraud, it can be hidden so much through Bitcoin transactions and all of that. Once they get you, you're done. Your money's out of there. So don't answer these calls. That's number one. And then really be careful about emails too. Sometimes they might have an email coming from FedEx, right, or whatever. Go look at the sender because it might say info at whatever, whatever, whatever. If it's some BS like that, that's not FedEx. Letting you guys know straight up and down. And that's why I like to be on top of situations like this. Again, you have a spam alert on your phone, but at the same time, you want to still know what these countries do and what they're known for and why they're trying to get you and what scams they're about.
All of those codes are known for various types of fraud. If you get a call from one of these area codes, never give out your personal information. Do a quick online search of the area code to see if it's associated with scams, and add your number to the National Do Not Call Registry managed by the Federal Trade Commission. Beware of scamming tactics used by these scammers, like claiming to be a government agency, a bank, or that a family member may be in some sort of trouble, and never give away your financial information.
I know y'all looking at me right now like, man, we know better than that. We already know all that. I do too, I thought. I almost got caught last week, and this person was good. I'm talking about all of a sudden, an alert came to my phone from Chase. It said, we are holding $500 until it's approved to be let go. So I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't make any purchase for $500. So I'm like, yo, hold on a minute. I went to the bank and they were just like, no, we don't see anything like that on your account. And then I looked at it and I was like, I showed it to them and they was like, no, that didn't come from us. You got to be careful from stuff like that. So they will try all sorts of ways to scam you. Let's say they send out 500 alerts. There might be 5 people that actually have that account or that service. Those people might fall for it. That's how they do it. They do it with the power of numbers. Send it out to 5,000 people. If 300 hit, they just made a gang of money. Good morning. Okay, what we got? Are they taking up? No, I gotta go down some more. I gotta go down because y'all, keep on scrolling. Okay. Dirt nap. Eggs is not a problem. Immigration is. What we got over here? Wayne Hitchcock. I'm one of them God-loving heteros. Okay, what we got over here? Bird flu, Hitchcock led. All right, y'all. Let's keep it moving because I do want you to know about this Chinese app. You might even want to invest in it, It's the new ChatGPT. It's basically going to be half of the price of what ChatGPT is right now. And again, it's riling up the American government right now because it came out of nowhere and it's going to already impacting their stock numbers.
A big tech story now on this Monday. A Chinese artificial intelligence company is getting American rivals worried and investors as well. It's called DeepSeek. It's getting a lot of buzz because it's said to be able to operate at just a fraction of the cost of its American competitors. It is also one of the top-rated apps in both the United States and the United Kingdom in recent days.
Also, be careful about this app because we already told you why TikTok is dangerous. Because your information can be given to people in China, location, credit card information, who you are and everything. You can be cloned so that they can get access to certain things in the United States that they wouldn't normally get. So once they get your information, that's what they can do. So let's say people start running to use DeepSeek because the trade and how much money they're making off of it, right? Oh, a lot of people making money off of DeepSeek, so let me go get down with that. Now you just gave another company in China your information. You're thinking about the monetary gain. They're thinking about the information that they can gather. So that's why we have to be careful, because what they entice you with is what you need and what you like. The devil always comes like that. Real talk. Can't just look at what's being portrayed. You got to look at what's behind it and who can benefit from it. Again, Chinese. And the same thing that we learned the other day from Kevin O'Leary is that every company in China has to have a secret owner. He has to have secret parts of the company. And who's that secret owner? Xi Jinping, the president. And that's why he can go in any time and say, hey, give me that information. I want to use it. And they can't tell on him because he's the president. And plus, he owns part of the company. So that's, again, why people aren't so understanding about the TikTok situation, because it's just like a child. Let's say, for instance, you want to put your hand on an iron. You want to touch it so bad, but your parent is there and they know better. Yeah, y'all want to do TikTok, but we know better because of what's behind it and the ramifications of them getting our information. Keep it going.
DeepSeek. It did suffer some temporary outages this morning after what appears to have been a hack attack. A Chinese startup recently went public with a ChatGPT type service to help answer users' questions. The development has sent shockwaves through the tech sector and caused American stocks to drop sharply this morning. Remember, U.S. investors have poured billions of dollars into American AI companies.
Again, cyber war. American companies have put billions into AI companies. Okay, cool. Another piece on the chessboard. Boom, let's put something to divert that. It's cyber war. It's quiet war, no casualties physically, but it's still war. Pay attention. There's underlines to everything that they're doing.
Remember, U.S. investors have poured billions of dollars into American AI companies, which have said they need that money to power their platforms. So this Chinese company seems to be able to do it a whole lot cheaper, is now raising a whole lot of questions. Let's bring in tech analyst Carmi Levy, who's standing by. And let me ask you about the technology advancements behind DeepSeek, your initial takeaways here, what we're looking at.
This is pretty stunning, Todd. They're calling it AI's Sputnik moment, where, essentially the established players in the industry are shocked by this newcomer who figures out a way to deliver incredibly advanced technology on a shoestring. And so compared to the models that we've seen from the leading American tech and AI companies, where they say it takes billions of dollars to develop them, they have to run on the latest processors, very powerful infrastructure, huge data centers that require massive amounts of power. Along comes a Chinese startup that's been in business for barely a year, and it says it developed this thing for under $6 million. And guess what? It runs on very cheap hardware. The chips that run it are a few generations behind, which completely upsets the apple cart. All the assumptions that we've made about how Americans are leading the AI charge have just been blown up by this one single company, this one single product.
Yeah, and the fact that it's doing so well now in terms of being one of the #1 downloaded apps in the US and in the UK. Surprised not? What does that mean?
Not surprising at all. I mean, the technology community will always rally around something that is open source, as this is, that is accessible, that removes barriers to entry, allows anybody to roll up their sleeves and play with it. And so if you're an American technology company, in many cases, they're holding on to their models. They're not allowing them to sort of go into the community and say, here, build something on top of this. Whereas with this particular one, it is open source right from the start. They said.
But why is it open source? Let's always question everything, especially when it's cyber. You have no idea what's going on the other side of that, who actually really owns it. So no, Saudi, not going for it. Sounds great. And again, it's doing exactly what China wants it to do. Rile up the stock trade and bring on, adversaries so they can make money for it. Real talk. Ducky Momo, he says right. Let me see what we got. 99 Robot Monkey. How many D-pics? Oh no, I ain't gonna read that. Y'all tripping. What you talking about, man? Y'all over here tearing up Elon, ain't y'all? Let me see. JK. The whole Trump TikTok stuff is so silly. He wanted it banned initially. I got to agree with you. You're right. And could that be because it wasn't doing that good for him at that time? Got to be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. 99 Robot Monkey. Information really is money. That's why Zuck so sold all our info. Okay, okay. Information is money though. Trump invited TikTok to America. Okay, what else we got? Steven said, yeah, they all get your data in the end. All that's different is the money changing hands. Yep. Glad you guys see it. The world is not real. They're all clones. When it comes down to all of this technology stuff, and when it comes down to, because like we used to just sleep and everything shuts down. No, world keeps on going. Now that we got AI, we got digital, it's going even faster and it never stops. And the smarter AI gets, the worse it gets for you. Well, it gets good for us if we know how to use it the right way. But AI is very important to, what's about to happen with, they're saying it's good for cancer research and things of that nature. I do believe that it's good for good, but anything that's good for good, we've seen these movies before. This scientist is in somewhere, I want to make this to be able to help the world and this and that. Meanwhile, you got this crazy guy over here. Hey, I can use that to take over the world. Yeah, I know what it is. So there's power. Is with great, how we say it, with great power comes great responsibility. We all know that. What we got going on with the New York City mayor, he's been called to testify about sanctuary cities. I'm thinking, I don't know. Let me see. You think they're calling him in to say, hey, are you still calling your city sanctuary? Because they want to individually bring these mayors in to see exactly what they're saying, to know if they're going to cut the funding, because that would make sense. Also, it sounds good when you're pushing back against the government, when you're on your phone or when you're being interviewed or when somebody's asking you a question when you're doing something. It's a different question when Congress asks you to come in and sit down before everybody, ain't it? And try to ask you, hey, still talking that sanctuary stuff?
With the immigration crackdown underway, Mayor Adams is being called to testify before Congress about New York City's sanctuary city status. Christina Fan joins us live from City Hall with the latest on this. Christina?
Good morning, Chris. The House Oversight Committee says there are hundreds of cities and counties all across the country that have sanctuary policies, but 4 in particular, including New York City, stand out in their failure to abide by federal law and as a result have put its residents at risk. Mayor Adams is being summoned to Washington, D.C. by the House Oversight Committee to talk about sanctuary jurisdictions, their impact on public safety, and the effectiveness of federal efforts to
smartest way for the government to cut the funding. Like I said, forget all the smoke screens, forget all the interview talk. Come on in, let's have a conversation. And then we're going to see exactly, we're going to tell you what we want you to do, tell you how it's going down, and if you don't abide by it, your funding is cut, you might have even more problems. You're already indicted. So he's really looking for Trump to get him out of that. Don't forget, Eric Adams has been indicted. The next thing is court. The next thing is probably with his own, y'all know the ride. Y'all know how we do it. You get them one size fits all bracelets. They go behind your back and you take that ride like this. A lot of people took that ride and he don't think that it can happen to him. It happened to Trump for not playing the game.
Enforce the immigration laws. In a letter to Adams and the mayors of Denver, Boston, and Chicago, Chairman James Comer blasted their city's policies as misguided, obstructionist, and hindering the ability of federal law enforcement officers to effectuate safe arrests. In response, the mayor's office said in part, New York City is committed to working with our federal partners to fix our broken immigration system and focus on the smaller number of people who are entering our localities and committing violent crimes. We will review the letter and respond accordingly.
Yeah, I know you will, because I don't think you can take any more action, because you already got a federal case. Your lieutenant governor's already been arrested and charged. Her son got the Porsche. So I think he's going to, that's why he's playing ball now, y'all. I think that's why Mayor Adams is playing ball now. What we got? Mona said, the Mexicans are the least of our problems. It's the Grays. Drunken Talking says, when we going, what happened? Wait a minute. Drunken Talking said, when we going to go take care of the usual suspects? Which ones are those, Drunken? JK, I don't know about abortion / immigration. I just want better pay and cheaper health care. I don't care if the immigrants were really the biggest hindrance from us achieving that. Okay, let's talk to this person right here. Let's talk to Jake. Jake, break this down real quick. Everything you said makes a lot of sense, but you don't care about abortion and immigration, but you have to, because whatever resources that are used for other people, it drains the resources from you, Jake. Especially if, let's go into your wordage where it says you want better pay and better health and cheaper health care. You don't care if the migrants were really the biggest hindrance. You have to, because the migrants are getting the health care and they're getting the funding. So you can't get better health care and better funding if they're getting it. Plus one equal two. Like I say it all the time, you can't pour syrup on making pancakes. Once you bite into it, it's still going to be real talk. Also, guys, see, we having a lot going on today. We got 197 people in the building. We got 16 likes. Can we get those likes up to at least about 50? Let's get them up to about 50. Let's double tap the screen. That's all we got to do in order to get those likes up. We double tap the screen so that you can let everybody know that you appreciate that I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning, gathered all this information, and we still got more in the clip. So that's all I'm asking you guys to do. You ain't got to put nothing on the coffee, even though I would love it. You know, you can get your boy a cup of coffee right there. You know, it's got that little nice lonely zero over there, but it's all good. Get those likes up, double tap that screen so everybody can show that you appreciate the content before y'all get out to work. I got another one. Let's go. What we got right now? We got Mayor Adams. Let's go. Or did we do that already? Did we do Mayor Adams already? Did we? I think we did. All right. Moving right along. We're going to do the migrant encounters at the border are beginning to plummet as ICE ramps up and does a swift crackdown. So as of the same thing I'm talking about when you have conversations and when a lot of people start talking about something, when you start saying, oh, this is happening, be careful, don't do that. When more word of mouth starts to get out, less people start try to do stuff. And that's actually a good thing. So less people are even trying to get over the border as ICE begins these raids all over.
Secretary Kristi Noem is actually right here. All right, breaking news. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem is actually right here in New York City at this hour where ICE raids are underway with a dangerous suspect already taken off the streets. Griff Jenkins has the breaking details on the sanctuary, the operation in this sanctuary city right here in New York. Griff.
Good morning, guys. The crackdown in the Big Apple is underway, expected to last all week long. The cartels are undoubtedly starting to feel the heat of the new Trump administration. In fact, we're just learning moments ago, and we can take a look again at Kristi Noem, Secretary Noem's video you see here in New York City, that from overnight, making lots of arrests. Noem adding to her tweet about this, saying, quote, dirt bags like this will continue to be removed from our streets. But we're learning that already they have rescued a Dominican national with an Interpol red notice that he was wanted for a double homicide in his country. We'll continue to see more of these sort of things. Now, this comes after ICE already elsewhere outside of New York have made nearly 1,200 arrests and lodged another 850 ICE detainers. And it comes as the numbers at the border are plummeting. Border Patrol sources telling Fox they've encountered 582 illegal crossings on Sunday. That number is unbelievable. Not a single sector recorded over 200. That's something neither Bill Malusia nor I have ever seen happen in over a decade of covering the border. And it's a stark contrast from the 1,200 to 1,400 daily encounters in Biden's last week in office. And it's a far cry from Biden's record numbers in 2023, you will recall.
So I guess we're getting what we voted for. If you voted for this, this is what you're getting. You're getting what you voted for. December 2023, 11,000. We got January 12th through January 19, 2024, 1,200 to 1,400 crossings. January 24th, 2025, we got 665, which is staggering to the number previously. January 25th, 2025, 731, and January up to date, which is like the 26th a few days ago, only 582. So basically, again, with all of the talk back, the pushback, all of everything that they put up against the migrants to try to go in, now we're starting to see some results. I want to get some more information on what we got with this Eric Adams situation. I didn't feel like
And
that
with
was
the immigration crackdown underway, Mayor Adams is being called to testify before Congress about New York City's sanctuary city status. Christina Fan joins us now from City Hall with the latest on this. Christina?
Good morning, Chris. The House Oversight Committee says there are hundreds of cities and counties all across the country that have sanctuary policies, but 4 in particular, including New York City, stand out in their failure to abide by federal law and as a result have put its residents at risk. Mayor Adams is being summoned to Washington, D.C. by the House Oversight Committee to talk about sanctuary jurisdictions, their impact on public safety, and the effectiveness of federal efforts to enforce the immigration laws. In a letter to Adams and the mayors of Denver, Boston, and Chicago, Chairman James Comer blasted their city's policies as misguided, obstructionist, and hindering the ability of federal law enforcement officers to effectuate safe arrests. In response, the mayor's office said in part, New York City is committed to working with our federal partners to fix our broken immigration system and focus on the smaller number of people who are entering our localities and committing violent crimes. We will review the letter and respond accordingly. Monday night, the Adams administration also faced a grilling in the South Bronx from families angry with a plan to open a new 2,200-bed single men's migrant shelter. The announcement came after the city recently said the migrant population was declining and other shelters are closing.
We're being saturated now with too many shelters, and it's like I feel like we're a dumping ground and no more. We can't do this anymore.
In New York City, immigration officials say they've seen no significant uptick in ICE enforcement so far, but nationwide, nearly 1,200 people were arrested Monday alone. Immigration advocates say people across the city are now afraid that any law enforcement officer could be an ICE agent.
The bad thing about this is, like, yes, I feel bad for people. We all do. We are great. We're great people. We are God-fearing. We all Americans have the same dream as everybody else in other countries. But I want to get back to this person that was in the comments because I thought that it was necessary to play that whole clip. I wanted you guys to see that what everything went into that because I was talking over it, so I brought it back again. But I think it's really important for us to understand every time resources are taken away from the United States citizens, we're losing. You guys can be merry and jipper and jolly and loving life and loving, not even caring about one thing, but you have to, especially if it affects something else. Personal thing I'm going to put like this. This is a personal situation that I had with a relationship that I was in. I had a girl. I would give her some money on Monday. I'd give her some money on Wednesday. And then on Friday, she'd be like, I want some money. Give me some money because she knows it's payday. I give her some money, but not what I normally give her. And then she would say, how come you giving me this little bit of money? I gave you money all week. I'm the same person. It's the same source. So again, if money's being asked from so many directions from one source, that source starts to get depleted. And I, as the source, can't effectively help you. So you really need to think about what you're saying. It doesn't affect me. I don't care about that. It does. Because the more they give away to them is the less that we have for us. I'm going to say something else that I've been saying for the last month and a half. If they would have used that money that they gave to Ukraine and the money that was given to illegal migrants, we probably would have no homelessness in the United States right now. How about that as a war? Let's do war on homelessness and see if we can match the same amount of money that was spent on illegal migrants with attacking homelessness. Yeah, how about that? And taking care of some veterans and not giving illegal migrants $14,000 on their exam food stamp cards. I'm not stupid. And I'll keep on saying it. Google it. Supermarkets, ladies like, wait a minute, how are you getting so much money on your food stamps when American citizens can't even get food stamps? It's like they're slapping us in the face. Let's give the migrants the money. That's the new Democrats, because y'all too smart. Y'all don't want to work 50 and 60 hours. They'll do it. Come on. It's common sense. Replace them. They don't want to get down with it. Replace them. That's what they're trying to do. You don't like what I'm saying? Kick a rock for a block. So now what we got here? Let's go to another one that's trying to rip us off. Let me see what we got up in here, y'all. We got 206 people in the building. Double tap the screen so we can see what's going on. Thank you, Sarah, for agreeing. Somebody said Trump. Damn, Gotti, you was a trick. Split up Diddy's money. Yeah, man. Look at that right there. She said, damn, Gotti, you was a trick. Yeah, man. I love the chick, man. I was giving her my money and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna even front. I was living with her. You know what I'm saying? So what you gonna do? Come in the crib. I need $50 for this. I need $100 for that. And then Friday roll around. I'm like, yo, I'm still the same person. See, I like somebody caught that one. They didn't want to let that one go. Like, damn, Gotti, you was a trick. But you know who's not a trick and who we should follow? Let me tell you what I'm thinking right now. And I don't know if y'all want to follow my lead on this. And I want you to know something. There is an app that follows all of the government officials' stock trades. Why don't we just mimic their trades? I know a lot of people don't think about doing stuff like that, but there is an app where you can mimic all of the government officials that trade. You can mimic their trades and make that money. So while we out here trying to do other stuff, follow what they doing. Nancy Pelosi, perfect example. Like I said, this stock tracker, it's trying to call out hypocrisy right now. And homegirl is one of the leading people. I'm talking about her husband been busting checks, 25 million, sold one company, turns around the next day and sells another one for 15 million. I'm talking about, like I said, it seems as if they get into politics to become millionaires. And then if you really think about it, they turn into like celebrities, all of them. You can say what you want about Trump, but he made his money on his own. Everybody else make their money once they get in the government. So how they get that money? Biden, how you get that money?
Short time period between election day and inauguration day, Nancy and Paul Pelosi made a whopping $38 million in stock trades. The question now is how and why? Now, obviously, Paul Pelosi doesn't serve on Capitol Hill because he's married to former Speaker Nancy Pelosi. They're required to disclose their collective stock trades, and Paul seems to have a real knack for it. On December 31st, 2024, he sold $24 million worth of Apple stock, and on the same day, he also sold $5 million worth of artificial intelligence compute.
So that don't sound like insider trading to you? The same day sold something else because your wife is giving you the up, like the stock's about to do this. Or since they're in government, they can shift and make certain things happen and say, hey, you should invest in that because they know what they're about to do. That's how it goes down. So she's putting her husband on to what's going on. And before it happens, can secure that it's effective. How about that? Control in this game.
Sold $5 million worth of artificial intelligence computer chip maker, NVIDIA. Stock was 100, real knack for it. On December 31st, 2024, he sold $24 million worth of Apple stock. And on the same day, he also sold $5 million worth of artificial intelligence computer chip maker, NVIDIA. Stock was 138, so Pelosi sells $5 million worth of stock. Today, less than a month later, it's closed at 118, a 13% drop since Pelosi unloaded. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Apparently, the stock trading prowess of the Pelosi family is so widely known that there is an X account called the Nancy Pelosi Stock Tracker.
All right, y'all, come on. Follow this tracker right here. Your X. Go on X or write it down real quick. Put it in your notes. It's called a Nancy Pelosi Stock Tracker. Why not just follow this for a little while, right? And then go look at trades. Follow this for a little while. See the trades she's doing. Then go look at trades and see if it's true. And then make your decision if you want to do something like that. Go ahead and put $100 to $200 on it. Go ahead and let that money keep on rocking and following what she's doing. See if you make some bread. Nancy Pelosi Stock Tracker, and it's basically at Pelosi Stock Tracker, and it's on X. That's what y'all want to do. Why not? Go where they at. They where the money at.
Account called the Nancy Pelosi Stock Tracker. Close to 900,000 followers can keep tabs on what the Pelosis are buying and selling, presumably in order to copycat their own way to financial success. And that could be making the Pelosi trades have even more of an impact on the market. Nancy Pelosi has been asked a number of times over the years whether members of Congress and their spouses investing in the market is a sort of conflict of interest. This is from 2021.
Should members of Congress and their spouses be banned from trading individual stocks while they're in Congress? No, I don't know to the second one. This is a free market and we have a free market economy. They should be able to participate in that.
Some fellow Democrats don't agree. Liberal Congresswoman Alex.
So I went on to Google and I just put her face. I just Googled her name just to get this photo. Man, Nancy Pelosi seemed like she'd been in office since she was like 20 years old. This lady like 80-something years old now. Yeah, there needs to be limits on government officials for real, because she's been in there for a long time and she looked like she was dead broke when she started too. Now look at the pockets. Pockets on swole. What y'all think about that? Following that tracker right there. You're not wrong, man. But all of this is scapegoat. This will make a minimum dent. It's the wealthy 5%. Jake K said that. Frank Broomman. Damn, Gotti, you was a trick. Now that's the old one. You got me twice with that. You're a funny one, Frank. You got me twice with that one. My best friend is on permanent disability and Trump just cut Medicaid. My friend could actually die because of that. Shh. Damn, that's messed up. That's an old video. Yeah, it is. But I want you guys, that video was old. It was from a clip, but the information that we gave you was from recent. So they went back and they asked questions. They said that it was a 2021 interview that they did. So you're right about that. Let me get this person right here before they keep stacking on top of that. Ange, let's make you a nod. Let's acknowledge Ange with the capitals. That's an old video. Ange, do you hear me? We acknowledge that it was old, but did you notice that they said that it was old as well, Ange? Huh? Okay. All right, cool. Now what else we got? We got Corey here. Why are these old politicians making decisions for our future when they don't have to live in the future they're creating? Ooh. So let me ask you something, Corey Demir. Is that a reason why they're making the decisions that they make? Because they don't really care? Because they're not going to be here? I believe you in saying that, because I start to think about climate change. I start to think about how they're letting certain foods come in, how certain things are effectively hurting people, but they still vote for it. Water and all of these chemicals that are in the stuff that we eat, they're allowing it in. So it's almost like what Corey said. Why not go ahead and let the world, I ain't gonna be here. And a lot of them don't have children. A lot of them I don't even care about the children that they have. To be honest with you, they're so self-centered in themselves. So that's a phenomenal question right there, Corey. I really think that should be paid attention to because it's a valid point. Sarah, facts, and that's so sad. Sarah said it's so sad. AV, that definitely makes sense. They even like a certain quality of life. This is completely unobtainable for normal Americans. You're right. And they intentionally make the divide larger. And why do they make the divide larger? Who said that? Why do they make the divide larger, AV? Because they benefit from it. And that's why we come to the bottom line, and that's why I like rocking with y'all, because it's refreshing to find smart people to talk to. And if you can talk to smart people in the morning, man, it makes my day so much better. So that's why I'll be waking up like, oh my God, what time is it? We gotta do the bottom line. I gotta do the bottom line. I gotta make sure I get over here and rock with y'all. Real talk. It refreshes me. So check this out, y'all. We talked about this story the other day. And I said, why is this store open so fast? I know that the FDA, the health department didn't go in there and clean this stuff up that fast, because I know about grades when it comes down to stores, restaurants, and different establishments, especially in New York, because I was a super. I dealt with a lot of management, dealt with a lot of different stuff when it came down to permits and stuff. Also, we deal with a lot of alcohol. So we got to get certain permits in order to make stuff legal. So I was scratching my head the other day, like, how did this store get open so fast? Oh yeah, you want to know why? They opened it on their own, even though the health department told them not to open it. And I told y'all not to go in Barzini's, but y'all went in there anyway. And guess what? They got shut down again because the government caught them. So check this out. Shut down.
To a story we first told you about last week. A popular Upper West Side grocery store remains closed, not just because of rodents.
Yeah, so state inspectors say Barzini's on the Upper West Side ignored a shutdown order after they found
live rats, droppings, even carcasses inside.
All right, now the state's taking legal action. Fox 5's Duarte Geraldino has the story.
The fruit stands outside are bare, and a sign on the door reads,
Big Pharma tried to silence me when I said lemon contains a nutrient that naturally controls blood sugar. This changes every...
It's temporarily closed. By the time state investigators showed up earlier this month and started snapping photos of rat droppings around buckets of seafood salad, live rats scurrying around, and even dead ones, a lot of customers had already spotted rodents at this beloved market.
I actually saw a rat in there once. Had a huge tail. Saw it disappeared. I tried to track it actually, and couldn't find it. Yeah, it was gross.
You seem like such a loyal shopper. You actually finished your order that day.
I did. Yeah. Again, it's just bottled drinks, really.
On January 10th, state inspectors ordered Barzini's grocery store at 91st Street and Broadway to close due to unsanitary conditions.
It seems like it's been a little bit scuzzy in there for quite a while. So hopefully, if they turn a new leaf, that's great.
Court documents show that when inspectors returned on January 16th and 17th, the store was still operating. The New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets then filed a motion to hold Barzini's in civil and criminal contempt for violating the closure order. But
this happens when people like us don't pay attention. You already knew that this place was shut down, and you still went in there anyway. That's nasty. That's just nasty. Not only that, I'm like this. I don't know if I'm wrong. Once you get shut down for something, I'm not even coming back to your establishment. No, and the gross negligence that had to do with why you got shut down and how long, I'm good. Don't even worry about seeing me again. Get my bags, meet me at the airport. I might just be there. Do me a favor, y'all, if y'all like the content. We got 290 people in the building. We got 47 likes. We ain't got nothing on the coffee, but it's all good because I got some in the kitchen. All I'm asking you guys to do is double tap that screen so that we know, everybody know that we here rocking early this morning. Y'all appreciate the content because you know it's not easy to do this. So all I'm asking you guys to do is double tap that screen so we can get them likes up so everybody know that we here. Why did they go back there if they knew? Sarah, like I said, I love my people because we're smart. Exactly. Preppy Slays, Leslie World, what's going on? Double tap that screen, Preppy Slay. Sarah, double tap that screen. Jake, double tap that screen. Jake said, I'm fine with millions and millions, but billions and billions, no, I ain't going for that. David, Bugatti, I appreciate the platform, brother. Guess what, David? I appreciate you, brother. And I appreciate you coming and saying that. And I'm glad that you like what's going on here because it lets me know that I'm doing something right. All I'm asking you guys to do right now, though, double tap that screen to let everybody know that we here and we going to keep it rocking. With nasty Barzini's. Do not go into Barzini's. Y'all been warned. Y'all saw it here. Call me what you want. Tell Barzini's lawyer to call my lawyer. I got a good lawyer. I had you working in Alaska. You better dress warm, Barzini's.
Store manager Parvez Abdi says the lights were on because his staff and contractors have been sanitizing the place nonstop.
We're cleaning for the last 7-8 days.
Oh, so this is the owner. And what he's saying is they're closed because they're cleaning. But again, I keep on telling my people, pay attention to words. He said they've been cleaning for the last 8 days. Why would you have to clean for 8 days, sir, if there's nothing wrong?
We're progressing.
Fox 5's cameras were rolling as an exterminator walked in carrying equipment.
Then in the basement, they try to keep the holes whatever they can to clean it. And upstairs too.
He looks like an owner that don't care. And before all this, he probably was like, whatever, I don't care, get out of here. What? Yeah, and you got busted because you're disgusting. And now you got to deal with it. You're lucky that they're giving you a chance to clean this up because rodent droppings and urine can lead to serious health risks and issues. Lord knows how many people ate out of that grocery store due to the fact that you're in New York City and you're on a famous area. So it's sad. And then you got so many people that are used to going there. Like the guy said, he saw a rat running, and he still ate there because he's just so used to it. So you have a major responsibility as an owner. I think the place needs to be shut down altogether because Lord knows what's going to happen. Either that or weekly pop-up, weekly surprise pop-up health inspections on this particular place right here, and they should pay for it for a whole year. That's what should happen. Weekly health inspection pop-up. You don't know when it's going to happen, and they should pay for it.
Inside, much of the food is covered and workers are cleaning.
What do you want to say to everybody who says, we're rooting for you, just get it done?
I love you all.
We're not rooting for you. We don't want you to get it done. Get up out of there, renovate that spot, fix that basement, and let somebody else that's going to be more on top of it, that cares about the community more than just a buck. Because from what I see, it seemed like he was just worried about staying open, which is why they ignored the closure that the health department told them last week when we did the episode. And I'm like, it even came on Fox 5. Famous store, Barzini's back open again. So I'm thinking like, yo, how that's open that fast? And then I'm saying to myself, nah, I still won't go in there. And then boom, come to find out they ignored the closure from the health department. So yeah, how many people agree and think that they should have weekly pop-ups at no given time, health inspection pop-ups, and that they should pay for it and for a whole year? I don't like people having so much money. They can dodge and manipulate the system. Joshua Block said that. Preppy Slays Leslie's World says, thank you so much for all of this. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're definitely welcome. Poopy Pies. There's no reason Scientology as the organization should have all that money. Oh, y'all talking about Scientology right now. Joshua, basically, you don't like people to be richer than you. Uh-oh, y'all fighting in the comments again. They're fighting in the comments again. Where we at with them likes? We got 64. I'm going to need y'all to double tap that screen. 64. I need about 16 more likes to leave y'all alone. I'll leave y'all alone after we get these 16 likes ready. All right, here we go. What we got? FBI. Woo! The FBI. Uh-oh. They raid the home of the convicted Feeding Our Future defendant. The other day, we did a segment on Feeding Our Future. There was a defendant who started a non-for-profit organization for Ethiopia. And basically what they were doing is trying to raise money, to feed people in Ethiopia. But come to find out that they were stealing the money. And then the guy that got arrested, he got sentenced to a lot of time. Come to find out the people that were still at the residence, they tried to bribe one of the jury members to get him less time or to not get convicted. And they got caught trying to give him $100,000, trying to bribe a jury member with all that money. And they got caught. And the FBI went and raided the whole crib.
This morning, federal agents raided the home of another defendant in the federal Feeding Our Future cases. They tried to figure out who tried to bribe a juror.
Investigative reporter Eric Rasmussen was in Burnsville today and joins us with the latest twist in this bizarre case, Eric. What happens next?
Lindsay, Kevin, neighbors tell me there was a huge police presence at this one house in Burnsville early this morning, and they caught some of it on video. Soon after the sun came up, authorities went in with guns drawn right through the front door of this house across from Keller Lake Park in Burnsville. Cell phone video showing two more agents behind trees in the backyard. Public records connect the property to Mukhtar Mohammed Sharif, one of 5 convicted last week for their roles in the massive Feeding Our Future fraud case.
And I'm talking about massive. These guys made a lot of money ripping off the community, ripping off Somalis, people, had them really believing that they were going to be sending this money back to people that were starving. And I'm talking about they was living their life, doing whatever they was doing. They didn't give these people no money. People still starving, and they got all the money. But now they in jail.
Fraud case. Investigators now want to know who attempted to bribe a juror with a bag containing $120,000 in cash right before closing arguments.
In over 22 years with the FBI, I had never heard of a situation like that where a bag of cash was literally dropped off at the home of a juror.
Former FBI Special Agent Kyle Loven tells us he expects the attempted bribery immediately became a top priority for the agency, which raided the home of another defendant in Savage last week. No one at this house in Burnsville would talk to us. Sharif is now in custody and denied any involvement in court filings just this week. But that didn't stop the feds from paying his house a visit.
In fact, I would surmise that potentially other search warrants are being drafted or have been drafted for other locations, because this is a situation where the FBI will dig down as far as they need to go in order to uncover what had occurred here.
Today's sad part about it is the people never got the money for the food. People never got the food, and these people were just scamming people that actually was trying to do good and help people out. So the loss goes to the hungry people, the people that invested, and them too, because now they all going to jail and they getting what they deserve. Neither can I, Jolo. JK, yes. All right, what we got now, y'all? So creepy. Inside a CNN investigation. How about you guys? Let me ask you a question. You stay at Airbnbs? Y'all like to, travel. Probably don't want to take a hotel sometime. Say to myself, you know what? I'm going to take an Airbnb, have a little more privacy. I can move when I want. Don't have to bother any family members with staying at their place. Probably don't even want to bother with no family members. So you know what? Let me just go Airbnb this thing. You ever do that? Just want you guys to be careful because guess what? A lot of these Airbnbs, they be having hidden cameras in the bathroom and the bedroom and all of that. Y'all don't know about it, but and some of these hidden cameras, they're real, let's just say incognito, where you never figure out that it's an actual hidden camera. Case in point, like this couple right here that was staying in a property and they found a hidden camera in the Airbnb that they were staying in.
Holy crap. This is a camera.
But it didn't look like a camera. It was a phone charger. Chloe LeBrume's fiance had grabbed it from the bedroom wall of their Airbnb, thinking it was hers.
The Airbnb host had called us on the phone and told us that we had taken a charger that did not belong to us and that we needed to return it immediately.
At what point did you think this isn't really a charger?
So basically, they got all sorts of cameras hidden in different things. So y'all would never know unless y'all get one of those little things that can find the trackers. Yeah, this is how creepy they are. Inside of the phone charger. And the only way they found out is because the Airbnb owner called them for it back.
He became increasingly paranoid. When am I getting this charger back? I think it was like a light bulb moment that we all just went, oh my goodness, is this a hidden camera?
Across North America, police have seized thousands of images from hidden cameras at Airbnb rentals, including people's most intimate moments. What happened when you realized that there was a camera in that charger?
It's so eerie and so creepy. Then your brain starts thinking, what did they see? What happened while we were in that room?
In a small town in Maine, a couple found a hidden camera at their Airbnb. Listen to what the host told police.
They had sex?
Yeah.
And you recorded that?
Took some screenshots.
See?
The host admits he set up a camera hidden in this clock next to the bed to record unsuspecting guests.
So there's stuff of a couple of couples playing around and getting changed. So
Okay, so there's pictures of people that are in intimate situations.
Yes.
It's more than just a few reported cases, and Airbnb knows it's a problem. In this deposition reviewed by CNN, an Airbnb rep said 35,000 customer support tickets about security cameras or recording devices had been documented over a decade.
So y'all be careful out there going in these Airbnbs taking your clothes off, because a lot of these guys are freaks and they pervs. And what they really doing is setting up cameras. Y'all think that y'all just hanging out in the Airbnb, enjoying the surroundings and wherever a state that you've never been in before. Meanwhile, every time you get busy, because what happens on the road stays on the road, it's being videotaped and somebody watching you. So be careful, y'all. Y'all, gotta get this Airbnb. I gotta get me an Airbnb. Trying to be all extra like you all act. I'm someone that travels a lot. That's a big fear of mine. Yep, Sarah, look. Yep, Sarah's scared too. They on the dark web. Ooh, what do you mean? They're selling this contact information? Yep, it would make sense. Because all they got to do is say, hey, we got what they call it, voyeur. Because there's an actual, a fetish for that. And you don't even know you on the dark web. Meanwhile, you done rented some Airbnb and they looking at you. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Yeah, somebody done paid for that. So y'all be careful out there, just thinking that you can just go anywhere and be comfortable like it's your own home anyway, Hotels could do the same thing, but I think 9 times out of 10, you have to worry about, the maids and the cleaning and the maintenance. There's no one person that owns the hotel. And think about it, in the worst case scenario. Let's say if it's a straight up perv, all he got to do is get a nice house and rent it out on Airbnb. He got all the content that he needs to pay the mortgage on the dark web, just like Sarah said. There's freaks out there. Be careful, y'all. I'm telling you. Freaky, freaky, freaky. We got this New Jersey congressman, then what's this? Oh, finally, somebody is paying attention to meat and eggs, which is what I was saying the other day. I'm trying to pay attention to potato chips. I am fighting to get potato chips back down to $1. Too much damn prices. The prices went up too high on a bag of potato chips. Bag of potato chips is on almost like $3 now, and there's like 8 chips in the bag, and it's full of air. In order to get a real bag of potato chips nowadays, you got to put like 3 chips together. You got to put like 3 chips together. Yes, right now we have someone who is a congressman in the state of New Jersey that are looking to tackle the rising meat and egg prices. This is something that I think needs to be paid attention to, and why we have it on the bottom line this morning, because it's hurting our pockets. Food is ridiculous, and we're already paying too much high. The rent is already too damn high. Travel is crazy. So yes, we have to find ways to save money, and food is one of the main areas where we need to do that.
Inside Cafaso's Fairway in Fort Lee, we camped out next to the eggs and watched grocery shoppers study the prices. Is it still tough to buy groceries these days?
Yes, prices are high. Eggs is once a month instead of once a week now.
Everything is going up, regardless of who is in the White House.
We met more than a few people who decided simply not to pay $6 to $9 depending on quality for those eggs.
But that, for that price, is ridiculous. It really is.
Similarly, at the meat counter, customers were careful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Amy Gordon came for a specific...
Now, that made me happy. He didn't get the eggs, but it made me happy to see that. Why? Because the same way he didn't get the eggs, the egg company didn't get the money. And if we keep doing that, they have no choice but to bring the prices down, because they are stealing from us at this point. It is ridiculous how much food costs. I've never paid $15 for a sandwich, $45 for lunch. Chinese food is almost like $12 for one thing. If you want to get broccoli with white rice and garlic sauce, I said broccoli, white rice, and garlic sauce all in one tray, that is now $12.50. For a corner of broccoli, 2 scoops or something of white rice, a little bit of broccoli, a little bit of garlic sauce. Prices are ridiculously too high, and the food is not even lasting that long. And what food is lasting long has trashy preservatives in it, and it's not good for our bodies. Other countries would not even accept it. So why are we eating it, and why is it more expensive than everyone else's food? Questions. Real talk. That's because you're paying for the overhead of restaurants. That's a good one. Okay. And then we got Sarah said for a car used to be 90 cents. Now it's a lot more. What else we got here? Local things. Disabled veterans. Sorry to hear that. How are you disabled besides being mentally disabled? Okay, talking to somebody over here. What else we got over here? Right on. War and oil is why. War and oil is why. The only reason that it's up is because the news keeps acting like the bird flu killed everything when they barely put a dent in their flocks. How about you guys remember this? Remember Farm Aid? Remember when they used to pay farmers not to farm? And then, come on now, we're not stupid. I just seen somebody right there just made an excellent comment about bird flu, trying to say it's bird flu in order to raise the prices up. But guess what? We smart. Keep your damn eggs. We'll eat something else. That's what I like. Keep your eggs until y'all figure it out. And that's what's happening. Because number one, you're making it stupid. Like he said, it's astronomical. I'm not even going to be able to pay for it. So y'all keep your damn eggs. How about that? We can do without eggs for a little while. Let's see how long you can do without our money to feed them chickens. How about that? What else we got here? We got, see what we're going to do about tackling the rest of these prices, y'all.
Specific item she knew was a good deal.
Well, I happen to know that Fairway has really good prices on pork tenderloin, which is why I'm buying it here today.
Store owner David Cafaso told us how almost every conversation with a supplier brings a new challenge.
We have 10,000 items, and every day we're being asked for more. And whether it be in the cost of the item or whether it be in surcharges for transportation, we have to deal with it every day.
He was flanked by local elected leaders, all supporting a plan by Congressman Josh Gottheimer to bring prices down. The Democrat, with a history of bipartisan legislation, is proposing an in-depth examination of why prices continue to increase.
It's because the companies are trying to rip us off and they keep on trying to put it into energy. And hopefully once we drill, baby, drill, we'll start to see some lightening on that part. But what I want to hope and I look forward to is prices coming down, because employment wages are not going to go up fast enough to satisfy what's going on, unless y'all doing that before the prices come down. They're trying to say, well, the cost of living is high and everything. We already know that. And then they're trying to say that maybe the hourly wage needs to go up. We know that as well. But what can happen faster in reality? Hourly wage going up or prices of food coming down? Let's be real about it. Bring them prices of food down, man. Stop playing. Stop ripping people off and stop feeding them garbage. This one is a pretty sad story right here. It's about a woman that was found sleeping in a dog crate in Texas during a snowstorm. Homeless lady had nowhere to go, and a family actually saw her crawl into the dog crate that's normally left on the porch and cover herself up because it had like sheets and things like that. This family was nice enough to let the lady stay there. Of course, they didn't let her come in, but they did let her stay there. And it's an act of kindness that all of us should think about doing, because we never know when we're going to be down on our luck and need somebody. If you guys appreciate the content, do me a favor. Let's double tap that screen and let everybody know that we in here. Appreciate you got that up to 84, but let's go ahead and double tap that screen. Let's see if we can get 100. Check this out, y'all. And like, you know, I mean, I'm a very caring person. I care about people, especially the elderly. So I love to see stories like this. And I like to enlighten you guys and give you good stories too. And I want you to leave the bottom line and leave here today with enlightenment and with a good heart. I see you guys in the comments, you fighting and beefing. I wish you would concentrate on what we're doing, because that's the real reason I come here. I understand that there can be rabbit holes and pitfalls. For a couple of days, you guys have been going at each other real hard in the comments. I don't want to be the referee or even get any sideline punches, like stay out of it. So I've been trying to stay out of it. But in reality, I really would appreciate if you guys stop beefing in the comments like that, because it makes me feel like you're not really paying attention. Don't want to get a moderator because I like people to be free. But with all that sideline stuff y'all got going on, it hurts the show. I like to respond to the people here. And when it's about beefing or jokes with somebody else in the comment, it really doesn't help to the nature of the show. So I really would appreciate if you guys keep that stuff off and just try to, somebody saying something you don't like, whatever. I get joked on all day. Look at my head. Look how big this thing is. He got the whole world in his head. He got the whole world in his head. Damn, boy, they make hats that fit that. Yeah, the last button on the snapback. Check this out. Let's go. Let's go, y'all. This woman was found in a dog crate during Texas snowstorm. And again, family gave her refuge. And it's just like when Jesus and Mary and Joseph were trying to get the baby. I know I don't want to compare this to a dog crate, but still have to have heart and be careful to other fellow people. I wish they would have gave us some food or something like that. Or if it was me, I probably would have let her come in the crib. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd have been like, yo, just go over there, whatever like that, take a shower, do your thing. Because, that's the least that you can do. But check out what they did.
It's an act of desperation. Doorbell video captures the moments a woman experiencing homelessness resorted to getting into a dog kennel to try and stay warm.
First thing she told me, she's like, I'm super sorry. I have nowhere to go, but I'm sorry.
It's an act of desperation. Doorbell video captures the moments a woman experiencing homelessness resorted to getting into a dog kennel to try and stay warm.
First thing she told me, she's like, I'm super sorry. I have nowhere to go, but I'm sorry. And I mean, me and her were like.
Seems like she got up
to where she's like, I'm gonna get kicked out, kind of almost already getting out of the kennel.
Kind of accepting the fate that she was gonna have to move to a different location.
Right.
But that wasn't the case. Mariah Pena had woken up around 3 a.m. and wanted to check in on potential snow when she opened the door to a stranger sleeping in the kennel on her porch.
The desperation in her voice of not asking, like, please let me stay, but this is the best that I have at this point in time and in the night. And so I think that also kind of got us a little heartbroken.
Pena and Daniel Bartiz didn't feel comfortable allowing the unknown woman into their home where their child sleeps, but also knew they couldn't find it in their hearts to make her leave.
I saw from her, she just nodded, and I can tell she was, of course, still half awake. She nodded, and she was just like, okay. And then that was pretty much it. She went back to sleep. We're blessed.
What we have here, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's no reason we can't just let her sleep there.
And although a dog kennel isn't the best place to get out of the elements, in a time of need, something is better than nothing.
There's a thick blanket here, a bed sheet here, another bed sheet. I even had a car cover for the dogs, and trying to reduce the chance of any rain and that future snow coming in, then a plastic covering on top.
They tell us the woman was gone by the time they woke up today, but as another hard freeze rolls in, the couple says they'd be happy to help the stranger out once again. Has it crossed you guys' mind that her being able to stay in your dog's kennel overnight possibly might have saved her life? And these
Exactly. Probably saved her life. So y'all in the comments beefing, really think about it right now. Whatever in the HELL hockey sticks y'all beefing about, is it more serious than that? I know I'm trying to make a direct point to what's going on, but whatever y'all talking about in the comments, you gay and all of this, whatever like that, come on, man. Really? Stuff like this is going on? How about I give you some more? How about I give you a principal that sees his children for more than what a regular principal sees their struggle, sees them going through stuff, and wants to help out. Wants to help out so bad that he gets a job at Walmart at night to take care of his own children. We be more like that and stop beefing in comments and trying to say slick stuff. We'll actually get somewhere further. Real talk. Somebody got to discipline people and be like, stop it. Get focused. Get focused on the ultimate goal, getting better with life and going somewhere with it. Check this out. Positive story, good heartfelt situation that I think that we all need to pay attention to. And hopefully we will learn from this principle how to share and be more loving to each other. Here we go.
I'm not used to it. I don't think that I've done anything worth. I'm not used to it. I don't think that I've done anything worthy of distinction to warrant the attention.
This is Henry Darby, a Walmart associate by night, stocking shelves on the graveyard shift from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. But he has a day job too, a tough one at that.
Good morning. How you doing?
As a beloved principal of North Charleston High School in North Charleston, South Carolina.
Well, then put your jacket on, please. Do not go in that building without your jacket on. COVID-19 has really placed a damper on the personal relationship because at North Charleston High School, we do express the 3 R's: rigor, relevance, and relationship. Everybody knows that I'm a hugger. When I see my student, come here, boy. Come here, child. Come here, give me a big hug. Meet them at the door, off the buses. You got problems, then come here. Give me a hug anyhow. I'm just that type of guy.
He's also the kind of guy who knocks on a student's doors after school and on weekends to check in. A student body who has 90% of their families living below the poverty line. The pandemic hitting his community especially hard.
I get a little emotional because when you've got children, you've heard sleeping under a bridge, or a former student and her child is sleeping in a car, or when you go to a parent house because there's problems and you knock on the door, there are no curtains and you see a mattress on the floor. And these people need, and I wasn't going to say no. And at my age, you know, we don't ask for money. We just don't. You just go ahead and do what you need to do.
And Mr. Darby did. That night shift at Walmart, it's for them. Every paycheck, every dime, all of it goes to helping his students in need. he has done so quietly, not even telling his manager at Walmart about his day job.
Even before we knew, it was something special about him. I would be so happy to have.
So check this out, y'all. I want y'all to see this on your own. I don't want to just rape this story. So I'm going to speed it up to the fantasticness that happened, because with struggle and with real determination, and when you go out of your heart and you really want something to happen, something can happen. Now watch this. I can't play the whole thing because it's too long, but watch this.
Director, Mr. Trevor Scotterman, and my superlative superintendent, Dr. Postlewaite, the support here. Yes, sir, just phenomenal, sir.
Have you been surprised at how this story has really taken off? Like, once word got out that there was this principal in North Charleston who was working overnight to help his students, story goes viral. Folks start sending help, as I understand it. Were you surprised at all by that?
Well, Mr. Melvin, I tried to keep it as esoteric as possible, sir, but it just didn't. It leaked out, and this is beyond my greatest imagination. So I never thought, sir. I tried to keep it as secret as positive.
Come on in here. This is Cynthia Solomon.
Hi.
Cynthia's the store manager at the Walmart here in North Charleston. Again, Walmart came to us when they heard about this story, and they wanted to do something special. Cynthia,
Yes.
what's in the bag?
Hi, well, I have something very special for Mr. Darby because he's a very special individual. You're awesome, and we appreciate you here at Walmart for all that you're doing to serve your community.
Thank you, Ms.
There you
Solomon.
go.
Thank you so very much, ma'am.
You have to open that on TV, Principal Darby. You got to
Oh, my.
open that and read it. What does it say?
And turn it around.
Oh.
What does it say?
It says, paid to the order of North Charleston High School, $50,000. Thank you. Oh my God.
What do you think, Mr. Darby? I'm having a hard time hearing it. Let's give me 1 second. What do you think, Mr. Darby?
Oh, this is, I'm speechless, sir. And that's not my calling, sir. I just can't find the adequate words to describe. But thank you so very much. This is going to go a very, very long way with our students, sir. Thank you so very much, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Positiveness, something great. I want to be like Darby. I want to be like Principal Darby. And I love the way that he did that, and the way that the Walmart saw his story, the way that they was like, yo, you know what? He ain't even getting no bread for doing this. So you know what? Let us do it. And then the kids benefited from it. We should be more like that, y'all. And with that being said, it's your boy BOOGOTTINYC. And like I always told you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Going over to the website, get some big drip, go and get yourself some merch so you can look good just like the Gunner. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Take that positive energy, use it, take care of somebody else, give somebody a cup of coffee, give them a bun, take care of somebody else. Each one teach one. Till tomorrow, you guys, y'all already know what I'm going to do. Get them! 1.